Hello everyone. Today I am taking you through a 2019 horror drama movie called Down. Spoiler ahead. Jennifer is one of the last people left in the office on a Friday night. She plans to catch a flight to New York for an extended weekend, going to visit her ex-fiancé on Valentine's Day. So she writes him an email. She doesn't want to be late for her flight, so she grabs a bunch of candies and leaves the office. At the same time, Guy is also preparing to leave his work. The two of them end up waiting for the elevator together. Jennifer gets on at the 49th floor. He joins her on the 42nd. The man immediately starts chatting and joking with her. She answers but doesn't seem interested in the conversation. When the elevator suddenly stops, Guy shows her the etching on the wall. He tries to press keys in the alarm button, but nothing works, even though the electricity in the elevator seems to be still on. Guy tries to open the door, but that doesn't work either. They try to use the full-featured camera, but no one responds to their calls. What's worse, their cell phones have no service because they are on the 4th underground floor. Jennifer wonders where the security of the building is, worrying she'll miss her flight. 15 minutes later, they try to shout for help and bang on the door, but no one can hear them. Guy thinks there might be an escape hatch, so she awkwardly climbs onto his shoulders. They check the elevator ceiling. An hour later, Jennifer realizes she can no longer catch her flight. Even though Guy tries to lighten the mood with jokes, she just curses everything and everyone. They finally introduce themselves and continue joking that everything started the moment Guy stepped onto the elevator. Since there is no water in Jennifer's thermos, Guy hands her a water bottle. But they joke that they should open the bottle of wine he has on him. Both realize they have a bottle opener in their bags, and they laugh about it. They don't open the wine, but she accepts his water. Jennifer gives Guy some candies as a consolation prize for not having actual food. She thinks they should ration as they might be stuck in the elevator until Tuesday. 4 hours later, Jennifer has to pee. She tries to hold it in because she's too embarrassed to pee in front of Guy. He is telling her to go to the corner and cover with his coat. But when she says no, Guy suggests she relieve herself with a thermos. She asks him to close his eyes and cover his ears. Guy also starts to sing, and she finally urinates. Then she starts drawing on the elevator wall. After a while, they play a game and begin discussing more personal matters. Guy tells her that no one will look for him because he is too absorbed in his work. Jennifer says she's the same. She tells him she wants to surprise someone in New York, but he probably doesn't want her to come at all. He thinks it's time to open the wine and hands it to her. They toast to not being dead. Much later, they are busy attracting each other and closing the distance. Guy admits that he has indeed seen her in the office building before. He just didn't share because he didn't want to sound like a stalker and make her uncomfortable. She doesn't react as badly as he imagined. In fact, she laughs it off. They finish their drawings and show each other the portraits. She gives him is more hilarious and his is more serious. Jennifer apologizes and takes a picture of the drawing, saying if they survive, she will use it as her profile picture. Next, they talk about food, and since they're both hungry, she asks Guy to change the subject. Guy lists different things. She chooses to talk about sex, stands up, points the camera at him, and asks him about the dirtiest place he has ever made love. Guy is a bit shy, so she shares her story first. She tells him a story about a former boyfriend from her college days and their sleepover in the library. When it's Guy's turn, he still doesn't want to share his story because he doesn't think he has an interesting one. Jennifer tells him to make one. Guy tells a story about a sexy girl wanting to be with him at a work picnic. He says they got drunk, got in the car, and she started undressing while he was driving. Guy becomes strange and uncomfortable again, tells Jennifer he got aroused, and he had to stop. He apologizes because he thinks he crossed the line, but she says it's cool. The man awkwardly approaches her, kisses her, and then starts undressing. They get intimate in the elevator. Afterward, Guy tells her that he might fall in love with her, but she ignores him. Jennifer says that she wants to get back together with her ex-boyfriend. That's why she wants to go to New York to surprise him, to fix things, to make everything better. Unlike Guy, she believes that even though their encounter is interesting, they should keep it casual because her relationship with her ex is real. Jennifer is honest with him about her feelings and her past relationship. On the other hand, Guy believes T here is a connection between them and her ex doesn't deserve her. She's upset because she's obviously still in love with him, and tells him that when they get out of the elevator, they will go back to their own lives. Guy insists they're meant to be together and starts crying because even though they're locked in a box, he feels alienated. Suddenly, something happens to him, and Jennifer feels it. The guy starts telling her the truth about who he is. He lied to her about where he works and his name. The man tells her that he not only noticed her but sees her at work every day. He pulls out his phone and shows Jennifer the security photos on his phone, listing the time and date on his phone. The guy even has a video of her entering the elevator that night. Jennifer is scared. He tells her he's actually the security guard for the building and gets angry when he explains that no one ever notices people like him, even though he works at the front desk. She doesn't recognize him. He believes he knows her better than her ex-boyfriend and tells her everything that happened that night was his plan. The man pulls out a key and opens the elevator. Jennifer can't believe what he's done to her. She says she will call the police and he'll rot in jail. He doesn't like that, so he grabs her and they start struggling. During the fight, Jennifer spreads her legs and breaks the elevator key. They continue to fight, and she knocks him down with her shoe. Jennifer is scared that she killed him, so she approaches to check on him. When he suddenly jumps up and knocks her down, they're both unconscious in the elevator. After a while, Jennifer wakes up to find that the man is already conscious. She asks him why he did it. His reason is that he wanted to isolate her from everything so they could form a connection on a human level. He says not only did they have a date, but their whole weekend relationship was trapped in the elevator. Jennifer believes he won't escape punishment because someone is sure to come to rescue them. Unfortunately, she finds out that this man has taken all the shifts for that weekend, and the other two guards won't be back until after the extended weekend on Tuesday. Jennifer asks him what he'll do, and he says he would rather kill her than go back to jail. He claims he never forced her to do anything, but Jennifer tells him he kidnapped her. This sends him into a vortex of anger. When he calms down, he opens the gift that Jennifer bought for her ex-fiancé. He finds a shirt and a box in the bag. The man puts on the shirt and tells Jennifer to open the remaining gift. Jennifer opens the box, revealing a cigar along with necessary tools like a cigar cutter and lighter. He lights a cigar, further mocks Jennifer, even says she could have come back with all the nice gifts, with a hint of irony. He wishes her a happy Valentine's Day. After a while, the man apologizes to Jennifer for scaring her and asks if they can reconcile. He asks for another chance and tells her she doesn't need to answer right away, but to consider it. The man comments on the travel advertisement playing in the elevator, saying the people in the video look happy together. He tells her that one day he will take her on a vacation from the advertisement. The neon light in the elevator breaks. He's annoyed, so he smashes it with Jennifer's thermos. The guy realizes the light bulb under the ceiling will eventually need to be replaced. He thinks he can remove the panel and then exit the elevator. When he opens it with the thermos, Jennifer stands beside him. He asks Jennifer for a boost to stand up and promises he'll come back for her. However, Jennifer thinks it would be easier if he gives her a boost because she doesn't have the strength to do it. He doubts whether she will come back for him. She will call the police. Jennifer tells him everything he wants to hear and convinces him to boost her up. She stands on his shoulders and exits the elevator. The guy tells her where the ladder and door are. Glad that they have finally escaped, Jennifer turns around, flips him off, which annoys him as she climbs the ladder. He also finds a way out of the elevator. The guy ties two pieces of clothing together and throws it onto the elevator beam. Jennifer is already heading towards the door. He starts to climb. He tells her she better run because she's dead now. When Jennifer has reached her level, he approaches the door, following her. She opens the door, yells for help, and then he suddenly puts on the clothes for her and throws them both back into the elevator. They are both unconscious. Jennifer is the first to wake up. She sees the sprinkler and is devising a new escape plan. She tries to light a cigar to trigger the fire alarm, but when she can't control it, she starts a small fire. When the elevator is filled with smoke, the man wakes up. She punches him, breaking his nose. Jennifer successfully stops him with a piece of clothing. He tells her the fire alarm won't go off, but they'll get soaked and die of electrocution. Jennifer threatens to seriously hurt him and makes him admit everything he's done to her. She opens the camera and explains to herself what she knows. Jennifer points the camera at him and asks for his real name. He says his name is John Diggins. John admits he deliberately trapped them in the elevator. He even carved the plan on the wall that Friday. He stops the elevator with a key when she is not paying attention. Jennifer makes him admit that he trapped her in the elevator. John admits to luring and kidnapping her. She keeps questioning him, so he confesses everything he did to her on camera, from slamming her head on the floor to throwing her against the wall. Jennifer asks why. John says he just wanted to date her. If he asked her out normally, she would reject him. He tells her who he was before he became a security guard. He was an accountant, worked at a large company, was a real big shot. He tells her the story about the girl in the car is true, but the ending is different than what he implied. He eventually missed an exit and drove straight into a canyon. The car flipped 7 times and finally stopped by a tree. The girl died in the collision. John only went to jail for 6 months because he had enough resources to protect himself. When he gets out, the only job he can get is a security guard. Months later, he wants to be himself again, to feel something. Jennifer still doesn't understand why he chose her. He says it's because she's great. Monday comes. They're still trapped. Another security guard, Eddie, brings his new girlfriend to the building and shows her the rooftop. When they enter, he is looking for John. When he can't find him, he checks the security monitor. Eddie sees John and Jennifer trapped in the elevator and wakes them both up. Jennifer begs him to get them out as his girlfriend falls asleep on the couch. He tells her he's coming down to get them out. Eddie goes to the elevator, pries the door open with a crowbar. Jennifer wants to get out, but he tells her he needs to fully open the door first, then leave. Suddenly, John knocks her down. He tells Eddie he is there and hands the key to John. He tells him it's not working. Eddie says he'll crawl in to help them. He's trapped in the elevator, sees what's going on in the elevator. John opens the elevator and cuts him in half. He knocks Jennifer down again, then takes her to his car and puts her in the trunk. John returns to the building, deals with Eddie's body and clothes. He cleans himself up, puts on his uniform, and puts a cigar in his pocket. When John comes to the front desk, he deletes all the videos from the security camera. When Eddie's girlfriend wakes up, John kills her too and throws her down the shaft as well. John gets in the car, takes Jennifer to a secluded place, and disposes of her. He prepares a trash can filled with gasoline before he opens the trunk. John tells Jennifer he still likes her and regrets that they can't be together. Jennifer pretends to be dead. When John walks to the trash can, she hits his head, gets in the car, and starts driving. Once she finds a lit cigar in the tray, she stops. Jennifer starts to reverse, hitting a frightened John. She gets out, sees him in the trash can. Jennifer relights the cigar, walks away, then she flicks the lit butt into the trash can, burning John alive.